this is actually insane. Italian authorities are now investigating a claim that rich foreigners paid to shoot civilians on human safaris in Europe. You see, it's a well-documented fact that during the Bosnian War, Serbian forces surrounded the town of Sarajevo and killed thousands of civilians who were trapped in that city, many of whom were killed by snipers from far away. But we're now learning, according to new shocking claims, that between the years of 92 and 96, quote, sniper tourists were allegedly paying upwards of $90,000 to join these soldiers in shooting and killing random civilians. But somehow that's not even the worst part, because apparently there was a, quote, price list, and if these gun enthusiasts wanted to pay an extra price, they were allowed to shoot children. Now, these claims come from an Italian investigative author, Ezio Gavazzeni, who says that he has key evidence from a former Bosnian intelligence officer, as well as multiple other witnesses that will corroborate his claims. He says these sniper tourists were German, French, English, people from all Western countries. He says there was no political or religious motivation. They were just rich people who went there for fun and personal satisfaction. And this isn't just some wild conspiracy, because Italian prosecutors have now taken these claims so seriously that they've launched an official probe, and authorities are investigating several potential culprits in the country. Okay guys, Jamaica is now waking up to the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. So, did they survive the night? That's what people want to know. Well, by every estimation, one thing is clear. The damage they are waking up to, as Red Cross put it, is a disaster of unprecedented catastrophe. The winds reached 185 miles per hour, officially making it the strongest ever storm to hit Jamaica. There's been severe flooding, many roads become unusable, trees were uprooted, roofs were blown off. In fact, there's many reports of Jamaicans being stuck on roofs as we speak. About 75% of the country has no electricity, and one MP was even quoted saying that it resembled the scene of an apocalypse movie. But here's the astonishing part. Despite all of that, there has not been any reports of any deaths in Jamaica yet, and hopefully it stays that way. In fact, it was the opposite. There was new life. A baby was born during the hurricane. That is wild. They have a long road of rebuilding ahead of them, so keep them in your thoughts, and I'll keep you guys updated. Something big is happening between China and Japan right now. China have mobilized their Coast Guard near Japanese waters, urged Chinese citizens to avoid traveling to Japan, which has caused shares in major Japanese businesses to fall by up to 9% since China are the country's biggest source of tourists. And Japan have clapped back by warning their citizens in China to be careful of their interactions and surroundings, citing safety concerns that they may be targeted. And they even have now indefinitely suspended the release of 2 anime films in China. I'm sorry, when did this get added to the list of countries beefing in the world? Well, apparently this all started because of one statement made by Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi. She implied that a situation where China invades Taiwan would threaten the survival of Japan, and they need to anticipate a worst-case scenario. Now, that single statement pissed off China, and things only got more intense after the Chinese Consul General wrote in a now-deleted post on X, "We have no choice but to cut off that dirty neck." This is believed to be referring to Takaichi. Now, Japan have insisted that the Prime Minister's comments did not mean that Japan have a new stance on Taiwan, that they were just hypothetical, and that Japan wants peace and stability. China are demanding a retraction. So, I'll keep you guys updated as this situation develops. Miss Universe 2025 will go down as their most controversial year in history. So the winner was just revealed to be Mexico's Fatima Bosch, the same girl who was called a dumbhead by the pageant's director, triggering mass walkouts by contestants and a huge global backlash. But that was just a tiny fraction of the problems that they've run into this year. After that incident, a former winner of the contest was criticized for making racist comments online towards the pageant's director, calling him that despicable Chinese. And then when someone in the chat corrected her, saying that he was actually Thai, Alicia Machado said, "Chinese, Thai, Korean, to me, all of these people with slanted eyes like this are Chinese." This is while she was pulling the corners of her eyes. Miss Israel got a wave of death threats online after a clip of her went viral, seemingly giving Miss Palestine crazy side-eye. She then had to come out and deny these claims, saying that the footage was cropped and taken from a distorted angle, and that she did not look at Miss Palestine with any hostility. Miss Jamaica was placed on a stretcher and rushed to hospital after she fell off the stage during one of the walks, and then just days before the winner was set to be announced, two judges abruptly stepped down from the competition, with one of them accusing the pageant of being rigged. In fact, the president of the Miss Universe organization was even asked by reporters about these rigging allegations while he was literally standing next to the winner. Now, he strongly denied all of the accusations. But in the end, Thailand was runner-up, with Venezuela, Philippines, and the Ivory Coast also making it into the top 5. The question is, do you think that the right person won or not? Guys, I don't think you understand how much is about to kick off in the next few hours. So right now, as I'm recording, Trump is meeting with the Crown Prince of Saudi, Mohammed bin Salman, and today they're going to be signing a $1 trillion investment commitment in the United States, which actually rose in that meeting from 600 billion. Just casually, oh, let's just add another 400 billion. What's 400 billion among friends, huh? But also happening in the next few hours, also in DC, is a hugely significant vote from the House of Representatives whether to or not release the Epstein files. And this vote has been stalled for months, only for it to be landed on the same day there is a massive global internet outage. Yes, because also happening right now, you've probably seen it already, the IT company Cloudflare, which underpins thousands of websites around the world. We're talking X, ChatGPT, Spotify, Zoom, Canva, and many more. So many people couldn't access this today. Now, they have said that the problem is being fixed, but many people are still reporting that they can't access certain apps and websites. It doesn't end there. Ronaldo, he is in Washington right now, and he is going to be having dinner and a meeting with Donald Trump literally in the next couple of hours. And they're going to be speaking about the World Cup, world peace, and apparently what they have in common. Love to know what that is. Looking forward to that. But then also it doesn't end there, because Nicki Minaj, she's going to be delivering a speech to the United Nations at their headquarters in New York. What a wild world. She said that she's going to be working alongside the Trump administration to highlight the claims of Christian persecution in Nigeria. All of that happening right now. Holy hell! A new study has found that raccoons are showing early signs of domestication. Dogs, you may have competition. Now, the study conducted at the University of Arkansas suggests that raccoons living in urban areas in North America are physically changing in response to life around humans. Now, the researchers suggested that domestication starts when wild animals start hanging around humans and adapt on their own, rather than us domesticating them. Dogs hung around ancient garbage piles, and cats showed up for the mice that followed. But in this process, over hundreds of years, physical changes were also observed: shorter snouts, smaller heads, floppy ears, and white patches of fur. This pattern, which is noted all the way back in the 1800s, is called the domestication syndrome. And raccoons in the Big 25 and before GTA 6 might have that syndrome. Of the 20,000 raccoons observed across the US, researchers discovered that the ones living in the city have shorter snouts than the ones living in rural areas. Bro, what even is this year? Okay guys, breaking news. Jamaica could be in big trouble. In only a matter of hours, the most powerful hurricane they have ever seen is going to make landfall. It is category 5, the strongest there is. It is named Melissa, not ideal, and huge evacuation orders have been issued, with the Prime Minister saying every Jamaican prepare and stay indoors during this storm, or else. What makes this even worse is that this thing is moving super slow, currently only around 3 miles per hour. That means it hangs over them for longer and does even more damage. It has maximum sustained wind speeds of a staggering 165 miles per hour. That is wild. In fact, actually, one of the research teams whose literal job it is to fly into powerful storms all the time, they had to abort their mission to make sure that this plane didn't receive structural damage. Melissa is now Earth's strongest storm of 2025. So from all of us, we wish every Jamaican good luck, and I'll keep you guys updated.